Okay, so here's the new ones I put up on with it. I just wanted to give you from... You have to know all the top key corners in their orientation here, kind of. Starting with the G. And you get into the base. And then you get into some photon apple and whatever else drop you're doing inside of here. Of course, the Hadron Collider apple and what you got for the movement here. It's going to go from hydrogen to helium. There's a specific note we want to talk about here in a second, the way you said it. Very important. It's going to get you into the steps here necessary for twisted theory. Not every dance is that dance, so you're going to have to know how to dance a little different. In certain fields, the cha-cha-cha, obviously Maxwell here, doing a little different. Again, this is a type of way I show you some of the equation. Here's more of the drawn out version, schematics, not necessarily the equations that represent it. Where you'll get into some of the collision-based nature of those types of standards while dealing with that area out here, the photon or whatever we're dealing with, passing through. Those radiants in the areas, the dual diagnosis bits of it, into making it fit that squared circle problem. We're going to get back into the photon here of what chart and how am I applying that base value. And those are D, D, N, D, 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 N, D, N, E, right? For T, and then on the bottom wave functions, T, D, N, O, Y. Well, you got to know Y and or know Y. Because you're moving very fast in this. Let me just say this real quick here. Get this.
For most people, and I think to this day, it's quite counterintuitive to think that the energy is flowing through the space around the conductor. But the energy
I want you to put it in that pocket, bud. That's what gets this math equation to Euler minus yx over
even though the
any
electrons
derivative
go
n
two
key,
ways, away
whatever.
from the battery and towards
The
it,
spin
using the pointing
is
vector,
still,
you find that
in
the
flow
energy flux
or a
only
field,
goes
and it
one
gets
way,
at this
from
triple
the battery
position
to the
or
bulb.
this
This also shows it's
three-phase
the fields,
kind of
not the
base to it,
electrons
where
that
you're
carry
going to
the
wind up
energy.
being this QED.
I mean, how far do the electrons go in
it's
this little thing you're
backwards.
talking about? They barely move. They probably don't move at all.
Now, what happens if in place of a battery we use an alternating current source? Well, then the direction of current reverses every half cycle. But this means that both the electric and magnetic fields flip at the same time.
So remember
So at any
the
instant,
semi-imperial
still points
model,
in the same direction.
what the values correlate to.
So the exact
in
same
the
analysis
field
we used for
to the
DC
current,
still works for AC.
that works the same way.
This explains how energy is able to flow from power plants to homes in
And
power
we're going to
lines.
be getting into U
Inside the wires,
and the
electrons
EV
just
for the
oscillate back
FX
and
and
forth.
NP here
Their
in a
motion
minute.
is greatly exaggerated here, but they do